sir. On the way to the world title. Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, all right, so I'm here with Keisuke Matsumoto, one of the best featherweights in the world. Watch out for him.
がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバンこの国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
All right, we're going to go ahead here and keep the long tradition of covering Japanese boxing going on True School Sports. You know, True School Sports, the #1 source for Japanese boxing in America. It's your boy BT back again to talk about some more Japanese boxing. Because when I say I cover boxing in Japan, I really mean boxing in Japan. Not just the monster, not just Kenshiro, not just Junto, but even some of the stuff that's not as mainstream, all right? Because I want people to know how great Japanese boxing is. I love Japanese boxing, which is why I went to Japan for 3 months, and I had a great time going there. And this fight, y'all can say the date, March the 25th. It'll be at the illustrious and infamous Korakuen Hall, a place that I went to 4 times during my last trip in Japan. I saw 4 shows there during my time in Japan, and I love Korakuen Hall. It's one of my favorite venues in boxing. So, really interesting fight. It's going to feature 2 Japanese featherweights, but this is not a domestic level Japanese fight. No, it's 2 fighters, 2 former world title challengers who are looking to get back into title contention quickly and swiftly. So let's talk about it. You're going to have on one end Reiya Abe against Satoshi Shimizu. So let's talk about it. Now, both these men lost their last have lost their world title shots. You know, Abe lost last March to Fernando Lopez, and Shimuzu lost to Robeisy Ramirez as the co-main event of Naoya Inoue versus Stephen Fulton. So both these guys have proven themselves to be of a certain caliber. You know, Shimuzu, a bronze medalist in the Olympics. Reiya Abe's been Japanese and WBO Asia Pacific champion. So these guys are high level, elite level domestic fighters, and they're on that world level of being, you know, credible top 10, 15, 20 caliber featherweight. So let's start Reiya Abe, right? Because Reiya Abe, this is his second fight since the Lopez fight. You know, he's looking to get back into contention. When you look at where he's placed at in the current rankings, he's ranked at number 10 in the IBF. He's ranked number 10 in the WBC, and he is not ranked anywhere else. So, you know, very important that Reiya Abe wins this fight, because if he wins this fight, he'll get close to fighting the likes of either a Stephen Fulton or an Angelo Leo. So, very important for him. For Shimuzu, Satoshi Shimizu is not currently ranked, so he's trying to get into that contention. And, you know, Shimizu is not, like, he's not a very, I wouldn't say he's a very young fighter. He was born in 86, so what is that, 96, 2006, 2016. He's like 36 years old, 36, 37 years old. He needs this win probably more than Reiya Abe does. So he's got to win, man. And the thing about Shimizu, he's been a feast or famine type of fighter. Like, he has 13 pro fights, and 12 of them have ended by knockout. He's knocked out 10 people in his 11 wins, and he's been knocked out twice, right? So he doesn't have the durability that Reiya Abe has, but he's a bigger puncher than Reiya Abe. Reiya Abe, I would say, is the more skillful boxer. Reiya Abe, I would say, is the fighter that brings more to the table from a skill standpoint. You know, he can box mid-range, he can box on the outside. He's crafty, he's got good defense. Shimizu is, I feel, a little bit more dependent on landing the big straight left hand. As for Abe, he's got more attributes with him. So if I had to make a favorite in this fight, I would say Reiya Abe is the favorite. Even though he's not the bigger puncher, I just think he's the more well-rounded fighter. And he's fought what? He's fought 3 times since Shimizu's last fight against Robeisy Ramirez. So I think activity and rhythm plays a big role in this fight. I'm gonna go with him as a favorite. And I like Reiya Abe. He's a good fighter. You know, he's always been one to take on, you know, top competition and good fighters. And I had a chance to meet him at Korakuen Hall during one of the shows, and that was probably one of my favorite experiences, was meeting him. But he's a good fighter. I think he should, as long as he can take away that left hand of Shimizu, he should find a way to outbox him. I don't think he'll stop him, but I think he should outbox him because I watched Shimuzu. Shimuzu fights very tall. Sometimes gets a little too tall, and I wasn't impressed with what I saw when he fought Robeisy Ramirez. But we'll see. Maybe he shows us something different in this particular fight. So that's the main event, right? But that's not the only thing to look out for on this card, because I think the winner of the it's very possible that the winner of the co-main event could actually fight the winner of the main event, because the winner, the fighter in the co-main event is Keisuke Matsumoto, one of the top fighters coming out of Ohashi Gym right now. Keisuke Matsumoto is a really upper echelon top fighter. I think he's one of the most dangerous featherweights in the world. Right now Matsumoto is currently ranked number 5 in the IBF, and he could be an Angelo Leo opponent. It's very possible that winds up becoming a fight that gets made down the line, because that's where he's ranked the highest at the moment. So I'm looking out for that. Big guy, big featherweight, educated jab, very strong. He's going to be taking on a fighter by the name of, I got it right here in front of me, Yuya Oku, who's 8-0 with 2 knockouts. I checked him out a little bit. He seems like he's a solid guy, but nothing, out of the ordinary. So Matsumoto has bigger ambitions than just holding on to this Japanese featherweight title. He wants to eventually fight on that world level, so he has to go and beat a guy like this. And I think if he wins this fight, there's no reason why we don't see the winner of the main event fight him. I feel like, it lines up where, because I think Reiya Abe should beat Shimuzu, right? So if Reiya Abe wins and Matsumoto wins, you're talking about, Matsumoto's ranking is going to shoot up. Abe's ranking is going to shoot up. It's a fight that makes sense not just for the Japanese domestic scene, but on the world scene, because the winner of these two fights fighting each other, whoever wins that fight, could, wind up getting themselves into a final eliminator or mandatory position to fight, Angelo Leo, because that's how the rankings are kind of shaking out right now. So I think that's the route. That's the route, and that's the way this should go. Aside from that, switching gears a little bit, aside from that, very stacked card. If you're looking at who could be the next future stars of Japanese boxing, there's about 3 fighters on this card you could pick from. I mean, you got Taiga, Imanaga, who I've heard a lot of good things about. He's on this card. I got to do a video about him soon. He's 7-0. He's a lightweight, so watch out for him. And then you have 2 of the more explosive fighters from Ohashi Gym. You have the Mike Tyson of Yokohama, Sora Tanaka, and he'll be taking on 12-6-1 Adora Torres. Just stay busy fight, trying to just keep things ticking over. I like Sora Tanaka. I think he's one of the most exciting young fighters in Japan right now, and he's a welterweight. So if he actually shows that he can progress past the Japanese level of welterweights, which shouldn't take him too long because the Japanese level of welterweights isn't that high. This is a guy that I think with his punching power, with this stocky frame, with his explosiveness, he's going to catch a lot of eyeballs in the boxing world. So looking forward to seeing how he looks. And then you got Yuta Sakai, the very, very talented 19-year-old bantamweight, the next face of Ohashi Gym, as many have pegged him to be. He's taking on a fighter from Thailand whose name I can't even pronounce. That's 11-2. So a really good card. This is a card that if I was in Japan, I'd be excited to go to, because a lot of these fighters on this card interest me. But the main event is Reiya Abe versus Satoshi Shimizu. It's a really intriguing fight for the featherweight division. I would say both these guys are world level guys, 2 former world title challengers, right there in the top 10. Or right there, in Abe's case, he's a top 10 featherweight. Matsumoto is a top 10 featherweight in the IBF. So they're both building towards potentially an IBF title shot. And it's just real exciting times for Japanese boxing. And I definitely think that for me, Sora Tanaka is the most exciting fight. I like Sora Tanaka because I feel like he's explosive like a Jin Sasaki, but he's stockier. I think he has heavier hands than Jin Sasaki, and he still has that explosiveness and that athletic ability that a Jin Sasaki has. So he could be a really, really entertaining prospect. So look out for him. I'll be covering this card when it happens and give you guys my thoughts when I do watch the fights. But these are my preliminary thoughts. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.